Hey, good afternoon. I'm a few days late to actually start this vlog off. I had a really busy weekend. I'm actually working from home today. And so this week I wanted to vlog more about my diet. So what I've actually been doing since Saturday, I've actually been tracking my eating and the calorie intake using my I think it's my Fitbit app on my phone. I'm sure it's Fitbit that has it, and they have a section in there where you can actually enter what you're eating for the day, what you've had to drink for the day as well. So I've been doing that since Saturday, and one thing I've noticed looking at the data at the moment is how many times I skip breakfast. I think since Saturday I've only been drinking coffee for breakfast, which is really, really terrible. I want this to be like a true reflection of what I eat over the week, but as I'm looking at it, I'm like, I need to change this now. So I don't know whether I'm going to make changes, because my plan for this week was to actually show you exactly what I eat in the week, and then go from there and make changes from next week. But I'm sitting there, I'm struggling, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my goodness, I thought my diet was like not bad, but it goes to show it's pretty damn awful. Anyway, I can just hear the kids coming in from school because the dog's already started, so I'm just going to stop off here. I will do my weigh in later on today because I didn't do it over the weekend, so I will attach that in hopefully the next couple of clips. Yeah, so I'll catch up with you later. It's Wednesday morning. I've been really rubbish at vlogging this week. Don't pull faces. I'm just gonna step on the scales because I haven't done that yet this week. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and I don't expect to have lost any weight. I say this every week. I am expecting to have put some on because I had a really, really poor diet last week. I was snacking like anything and eating a lot of takeaway, so it wouldn't surprise me if I have put on weight this week.
Yep, so I would say that is about 9.3. It's between 9.2 and 9.3. I'm going to do it as 9.3.
Kind of what I was expecting. I was expecting to have put on a bit of weight. It's hovering between 9.2 and 9.3. I'm going to put it as 9.3 because I think it's more likely to be 9.3 than not. I'm not disappointed. It's what I was expecting. So I've just got to kind of look after my diet a little bit more. Hence why I'm trying to record it so much this week. I think last week I had such a bad diet that I was just like, no, I need to address this. Because overall in my head I don't think my diet's that bad, but I think now that I'm actually recording it, it's actually looking worse than I thought it was. So anyway, I am going off for a walk with Alf and Zahir in a bit. We're doing another 5 miles today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring you along much because I'm trying not to vlog while I'm out on the walks because I think it's actually affecting the time. So yeah, I might try and record a little bit, but we'll see. Okay, so I did say I was going to try not to vlog. I'm vlogging because I'm really happy with our pace. Hence the red face.
15 minutes, 6 seconds.
So, what are we doing?
15 minutes, 6 seconds a mile at the moment.
Which is really awesome.
4.6 miles.
Really awesome. And we've just come up like this really massive hill.
Oh, right.
And so we're going downhill now, which is fantastic. So, our legs feel sore. We're really going to have to stretch. I'm going to try not to talk too much like this because the camera's going all over the place. So, I'll check in with you guys later. Home. We are so pleased with our pace on the walk that we've just done. So it's a 5 mile walk today, and we were averaging about 14 minutes and say 30 seconds a a mile. Mine says, my app says we were covered a longer distance. It says we covered 5.5 miles, but that's usual for my app. Zahir says we did just over 5 miles. So overall, really happy. We've just finished doing some stretches, so we will not hopefully have the cramp issues that Zahir had the other day. And yeah, so I'm going to go and run a bath, and then I've got to get on with work for the day. So I have got to go and package parcels and get some listing on eBay done. So I'll catch up with you guys later. Bye. So this is my lunch today. So coffee and a ham and cheese sandwich, or roll, whatever you want to call it. I'm actually in my office, just about to start work for the day. Bit of a later start today, but oh well. Good morning, it's Friday morning. We are doing another Moonwalk training walk. We're actually covering 8 miles today. We are hoping to do it in 2 hours. Right, so it is that time of the week where I round up the vlog. I am going to screen share, but I'm going to show you a little bits of data that I don't usually include in the vlog this week, mainly because I've been trying to track my diet over the week. I was hoping to share a few more food clips with you guys, and unfortunately I absolutely failed at recording. So I'm going to go over to a screen share. Bear with me and let me just make sure that it works. So I use my Fitbit app to actually record my calories that I put into my body each day. I only started it from Saturday. You can see from the graph, because you can see there's no yellow section. So the yellow section here is how many calories I put into my body. The grey section is how many calories I've burned. Okay, so on Saturday I took in 1,599 calories. On Sunday it was around a similar amount, so 1,594 again. And then Monday 1,667. This was a fairly low day. I will explain a little bit about this data in a second. So this was 1,374, and that was on the Tuesday. My intake on Wednesday went up, and I think Wednesday and Thursday were probably my highest days when it came to calories, like the intake anyway. So 1,859 on Wednesday. Thursday was 1,927, and then Friday was 1,486. Now the reason why I'm sharing this data with you is because it, like on these low days, so like the 1,374, and I would say even like these days here, these are days where I've actually skipped breakfast, but I've snacked a lot. So although I'm coming under where I should be, I'm eating a lot of fatty snacky foods. I'm skipping breakfast, so I'm trying to make up with it by eating the snacks, but then I'm not snacking in a very good way. Okay, so the things I noticed from actually tracking this data were it picked up a couple of habits that I suppose I was aware of in a way, but I didn't really pay too much attention to them. So the first habit was I skip breakfast, and there's which then kind of leads on to like the second habit. So I skip my breakfast. I think out of the week I skipped breakfast 3 or 4 times and was just having a coffee. But on those days, what I noticed was my snacking massively increased, and it's not snacking on healthy things either. It's snacking on like the crisps, the chocolate, all the stuff where you can just get that like quick burst of energy, which is really not what I want to continue with. So that leads me on to my next point, which is for next week I'm actually going to be setting myself some goals when it comes to my food. Now I want to change this these bad habits. I don't want to continue the way I'm going with my diet. So I am going to, one, make sure I have breakfast every single day of the week. I don't care whether it's a slice of toast or whatever, porridge, whatever. Breakfast is a must next week. The second thing is I'm going to start looking at healthier snacks and see if I can, because I am quite a snacky eater. I do enjoy having like regular little snacks, and particularly since working from home, I do snack a lot, and I know I snack a lot, but I then want to kind of look at how I'm snacking and then see if I can cut calories that way. And that is mainly what I'm going to be concentrating on next week. And then the following week I'll probably try to start changing a few of my meals once I get my head around a meal plan. And I think I've mentioned this before, that I want to make changes that I know I'm going to be able to stick to and that the family's going to be able to stick to as well. I think it's really, really important to me, because I don't want to make changes that I know I'm not going to be able to keep up with, because if my diet is any different from the family and I'm doing two sets of meals, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to continue, and I don't want it to be like that, and I really, really want to get away from these bad habits. So those are my goals for next week. I am going to change screens again, and then I'll run through my Moonwalk training. I'll try not to take too long. Okay, so training plan. So where were we? We were on week 4. So we needed to do 2 5-mile walks and an 8-mile walk. And this week I am so happy, because we really, really worked hard on our workouts this week. So I'm going to go to my data. So here we are. So on Monday we walked 5.25 miles, and let me just go into that. I'm not going to run through the 4-day set, I'm going to just go on the averages, okay? So this one was 5.25 miles. We walked it in 1 hour and 14 minutes and 26 seconds. We had an average pace of 14:10. I'm really, really, really happy with this, because our average pace throughout this walk was roughly around the same. So yeah, so happy with that. Going back, on Wednesday we planned another 5-mile walk. Now we are choosing different routes, we are going different ways, trying to keep it interesting as possible. So let me just go into the data on that one, just to make it a little bit easier. But we have found a couple of walks that we kind of really, really like, so we're going to try and do those a little bit more often. But obviously as the distance changes, we'll just walk for longer, because what we tend to do is head out in one direction and we walk for a number of miles, so like to the halfway point. So if we've got to walk 6 miles, we'll walk 3 miles in and then walk back, and most of the time it actually works out and we cover the same amount of distance according to the app, so which is fantastic. So anyway, so this one we covered 5.5 miles. We managed that in 1 hour and 16 minutes. Our average pace was 13:43. This one I was really, really pleased with. We started off slow. We're no longer walking with Alfie, I will stress this. We are no longer taking Alfie out with us when we do our training. He's getting way too tired to come out on the training. So we started off slow, and then the pace picked up, and then we slowed down again, and then it picked up again. So this one wasn't as consistent. And we are looking for consistency, so every mile we want to be roughly around the same mark now. So let me go back into the last one, which was today's. So today's was 8.49 miles, and I keep doing the wrong button. Here we go, there we go. Okay, so 8.49 miles. I am so happy. This was one walk that I was really dreading this week, because I thought 8 miles, are we going to be able to keep up the same pace consistently for 8 miles. Now we've got to do this on the night, and that's going to be the difference as to whether we're on target for doing our walk within 7 hours or whether we're going to go over that. And I was so happy that we completed this one and we kept up our pace, and in a way the training is actually it's giving me confidence that on the night we are going to be okay. We're going to be able to do this, because you're on the night, you'll do it no matter what, but it's how you do it. Is, you know, it's not only about the distance, it's actually about your pace. And if you're not right on your pace, it's going to hurt and you're going to be tired anyway. So anyway, 8.49 miles. The duration was 1 hour and 55 minutes and 51 seconds. Average pace 13:39. Now this one, again, first mile starts off slow, and I think this is like becoming a bit of a trend where we start off pretty slow in our first mile, but then we really do quicken up. Now this one, our second, our third mile was 10 minutes. Well, I'm going to call it 11 minutes because it's kind of like past that halfway mark. And then fourth was 12, well, I say 13, and then we've got 14 minutes in the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and the last half as well. So our pace, I'm so pleased because this is where we want to aim. So we want to be aiming around this 14 and a half, 15 minute kind of mark. The 15-minute mark is where we're heading. So the fact that we're just under that is fantastic. I'm really so happy. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to full screen. So really overall so happy with this week's training. I was a bit disappointed with last week's, and I just said no, we've got to do this, because in 2016 when I actually did the Moonwalk, our group, we were walking as a group of 8. Now we didn't train as much as we should have done. We only trained on the long walks, and then individually we were meant to be doing like the shorter ones during the week, and it didn't happen. We only ended up doing like the long walks, and some of us were doing like 2 or 3 miles here and there just randomly, and that was it just wasn't enough. And we ended up on the actual Moonwalk in 2016, we ended up, although we completed it, we ended up we were just under 12 hours. I think we set off at about 10:30, and we didn't cross the line until about 9:30, 10 in the morning, I think it was. And it was so tiring, and I don't want to go through that again. It's going to be a tiring journey anyway, but that's why I'm so keen on like keeping up with the training and trying to follow the plan as much as possible. I'm not going to miss the big walks, and I really, if they are asking us to do the 5, 6 and the 7 miles during the week, we are going to have to do it. There's no excuses. So anyway, right, that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed this week's update. If you did, give it a thumbs up. You can leave a comment for me down below as well. And if you new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.